Good morning. I hope today is good day. Uh, Last class we have discussed relevant to some introduction part of iOS, Internet OS, which uses Mac, Macintosh OS, and Apple phones. iOS meant for Apple phones, and we have seen the some of the basics of iOS phone, iPod, and iPad related some hardware and software components of it. And also, we have seen the history of iOS, how it has come up with the mobile industry from 2007 to till 2020. The latest version is 14.2, which is not yet released, but till 12.1 versions of iOS exist in the market with the variety of features it satisfies the users. Now we are going to learn a little bit in details of the iOS, that is program levels. So as a developer and as a learner of iOS, these are the basic stuffs you need to understand, where you get also the tools related to the iOS. So some of the program levels which we are going to discuss now. Suppose how we have created the developer account for Android. Similarly, we can have an account for Apple also. So to create, there is a free account you can create, developer.apple.com. So if you go with that, developer.apple.com. So the page which is visible like this, the developer.apple.com. Rather than I will share the entire screen, then you are able to visible entire screen better. Entire screen, yes. Now you can able to visible that welcome to the future of Mac. Watch the event, play the developer video. Just it is a 2 minutes video. It tells about the Apple.
Hi. Oh, hey, there you are. Hello there. Hello world. I work for a company called Panic Cinema 4D. Well, let's get 3. I've been at Adobe for over 20 years. At Panic, we make Mac software.
A coding app for kids.
Most people be less boring on video. When we first heard about Apple Silicon on Mac, we're announcing that the Mac is transitioning to our own Apple Silicon. See, that blew my mind. One word was amazing. We were just waiting for this specific moment. What does this mean for the desktop? A device that we all think we know so well. We got the first developer units as soon as they were announced. This was the easiest transition that we've ever had. Getting our apps ready for Apple Silicon on Mac literally took us a day. We didn't really have to do anything to port them. Hit the run. Took me 10 minutes. Here we are. We got this, we got this, we got this. Wow. You immediately notice that it's incredibly fast. We can move much faster. There are some operations which are really quite remarkable. Select object, we've seen that operation up to 800 times. We can
The video not visible, sir.
Not visible?
No, sir.
I thought it is visible. Then I'll play from beginning. Now is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Hi. Oh, hey, there you are.
Hello there.
Hello world. I work for a company called Panic Cinema 4D. Well, let's get 3. I've been at Adobe for over 20 years. At Panic, we make Mac software.
A coding app for kids.
Most people be less boring on video. When we first heard about Apple Silicon on Mac, we're announcing that the Mac is transitioning to our own Apple Silicon. See, that blew my mind. One word was amazing. We were just waiting for this specific moment. What does this mean for the desktop? A device that we all think we know so well. We got the first developer units as soon as they were announced. This was the easiest transition that we've ever had. Getting our apps ready for Apple Silicon on Mac literally took us a day. We didn't really have to do anything to port it. Hit the run. We 10 minutes. Here we are. We got this, we got this, we got this. Boom. Wow. You immediately notice that it's incredibly fast. We can move much faster. There are some operations which are really quite remarkable. Select object, we've seen that operation up to 8 times faster. We can travel the entire world and forgotten grounds without any kind of texture popping. It was rendering 2 times faster, 3 times faster, 4 times, 8 times, 10 times. Much faster. Super schnell. People are going to be blown away. There's some dark magic at work. I don't know what it is. It just feels super smooth. Super smooth. You don't have to use any of that.
As it's always involved.
The more powerful the computer is, the more we can have fun in our apps. For example, using a Cornell to automatically detect the hand position. You're on footage hundreds of thousands of layers.
Billions of objects.
Almost limitless interactivity. Rotate. Zoom. We keep zooming in, some more. At this point, we're 100 million% zoomed in. The future that I dream of, let me look into the crystal ball. A seamless workflow from your phone or your iPad to your Mac, pushing the limits on each and every surface. You open that giant file and boom, it's there. See the infiniteness in what you can create. It's just a different level of what we thought was ever going to be possible. We are in the future right now. This is going to be huge. What can't we do with Apple Silicon on Mac? Super good question.
Okay. What did you observe from this video? You answer the following. The chart window, what you observed from the video. You answer quickly. Any 5 random answers? What do you observe from the video? The 1. What is your observation? Explain the feature of the Mac OS and Apple Macintosh OS. What they said? Super fast, right? Means they improved in CPU, GPU, and neural engine. So they started using the artificial technology, right? Then second, what is the next? What did you observe? Some of the application they have shown. So the rich graphical user interface applications like gaming with 3D concept. Is it or not? Some gamings, how they can develop using that Mac OS. Rich GUI application like gaming with 3D concept. Because if it is a rich GUI, means obviously the rendering will be the major challenging job. In that case, GPUs are helpful to render the graphics quickly. Is it or not? Then what is the next observation from your end? It's a super fast, powerful M1 processor. Good. Then GUI based like 3D concept. Then design applications at granular level. even if so, yeah, they zoom in of a particular that person image. You are, I think you might be able to so visible the thread type of the shirts, shirting the t-shirt, right? You are able to visible at the minute level. So means rendering is fast. GUI rich GUI application, right? So another fourth one. What's the fourth one? Fifth one. So I am only telling what about your observation? I observed the video. What about your observation? And another two answers from your end. Shashank has given powerful M1 processor. Good. Observation is good. Next. Next. What next? Any observation you have made from Apple developer? So this is the website of Apple for the developer point of view, developer.apple.com. Suppose if you want to have an account, just go with the account. If you are a developer, they are offering you to submit the your next generation app to the Apple Store. So Apple Store, you can explore the feature and comprehensive benefits of distributing your apps. Say observe here at the right part of the screen. So the world is moving towards more on gaming applications. The people started using gaming application. They started playing gaming. Gaming is a billion trillion industry, $1 billion industry. So if you develop an games for the particular community, it will work for you as a developer. So the Xcode is the platform which is an IDE help us to develop the app application. So the some of the app clips is used on widgets of iOS, iPod OS, and Mac OS. And so nowadays wearables, Android wearables also exist. Nowadays iOS wearables. So shortly, the recently I read a newspaper. In that newspaper, they have given in such a way that the technology that AI and the IoT, AI and IoT replaces even though mobile phones also. They have written on that newspaper, technological newspaper. Even they are telling that even the devices what we are keeping in our pockets, since because the advantage of that 5G, 5th generation technology, so the even a mobile phone is going to be replaced by the wearable devices, either wristwatch or the embedded chips inside our skin. So those are going to rule in near future world. So iOS 14 is the latest one. Latest one. Then Pod 14. Then you can go with the one of the TV OS, also iPod OS, Apple platform is present. This is the website which you can have an account of the developer account. Software download, you can download the softwares, documentation, and developer program. See, now we are discussing it with the developer program. Let's go with the current developer program status. See, Apple developer program. By looking into this, probably you might understand that Android IDE is similar to this, right? The night mode. Um, so Xcode is a platform to develop the iOS application from code to customer, from code to customer. So whatever the technology platform or the operating system, Ultimately, it should reach the end user or the customer which you targeted, community of users, right? Distribute our application worldwide. How it is possible? Through the App Store. App Store are the one common point which the people uses to download their needed applications. So billion customer around the world discover and download your applications if you post your develop and post in a Apple Store using iOS technology. So SDK software development kits, how you have for the Android. Similarly, iOS the SDKs are there. You can download and start using the application, using the code. Test your app with the test flight. Test flight is another the third party. Actually, you can build and test your application in App Store Connect. Suppose if you have an account, you will get all these features which exist with the Apple Store. App access, app analytics, how many number of customers for a particular day or particular time or a particular minute, how many number of hit count your application you have. Based on that, your revenue also which will be generated, right? So find out about program membership details. So membership details includes tools, resources, and support you need to create and deliver software to over a billion customers around the world on Apple platforms. Suppose if you go with the software and tools, beta OS releases, download and install beta versions of operating system, so your apps will be ready for the latest public releases. That is iOS beta, iPod OS, Mac OS, Watch OS, and TV OS. The tools you require to have is gain full access to comprehensive set of tools to configure app services, manage your development teams, and submit new apps and updates. So Xcode is an IDE integrated development environment, includes everything you need to build and upload apps for iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple TV, and Apple Watch. Similarly, Android Studio also, which has the several template you can build for wearables, you can build for TV, you can build for the tablet, you can build it for the phone, mobile phone, you can build it for a vehicle related automobile also. In the same way, Xcode is an IDE similar to the Android Studio. It also integrates the most of the things for you to make the ease of development of the iOS applications. And App Store Connect, how you are building through the Android Studio build APK. In the same way, you can build the iOS apps also. So these are the some of the summary about how by having the account with the App Store, what are the features you are available as a developer, you are available to work with that. So you can create promotional offers and promo codes, set up pricing, subscription and availability, offer pre-orders and app bundles, get app thinning up to 20 GB of on-demand asset storage per app. See, if you are purchasing or having an Apple developer program account, so each app they reserve it for 20 GB on-demand asset. Manage your team. You need not to worry about the placing of your team members in a single point. They can work remotely and you can place it is more similar to GitHub kind of the repository. You can manage the teams remotely. Respond to reviews. You can after launching with the App Store, the people is going to use your app for the beta releases. They will provide the response through their reviews. View app analytics to measure your app's performance data you won't find anywhere else. How you are able to finding that your app is going to be hit the market soon? How you are finding? Through that view app analytics that present with the app store. View sales and trends, how many number of free downloads, open source downloads, and how many number of people who has interested in purchase of your application, all those things. And trends, trends is nothing but in a November month, how many in a quarter of this year, from October, November, December, how many is going to be trend purchase of your app. Those kind of things you can view through this view sales and trends. View and download payments and financial reports also you can view. Then access app store connect tools with the REST API. So REST API is used. See, observe here, REST API is a communication technology, web services technology, which can be connect with the Apple Store also. So the next feature, transporter, easily upload your binary to App Store Connect, right? So yes, we are doing everything, but we don't have a platform to sell our product. It is highly difficult to reach the every end user. So the app stores are the platforms here to help out the developer to launch their application in a single point. The customer will also come to stores, play stores or app stores. They used to download. So single point of access which has been provided from the app stores. All these features you are going to get by having the developer account. Some of the services and capabilities of that SDK is the AirPlay is one service. Let users wirelessly stream content from their iPhone, iPad, or Mac. See, wireless stream means usually we use the word stream when we are working with multimedia. Multimedia, either audio or video or image files. Right. If you are NFC, through NFC communication, near field communication, usually we were used share it in Android, and nowadays the Indian app, that is sharing app, Indian app, it's called as some SFC something is there. So sharing the content in the near field communication. So AirPlay, which will allow you to stream the content from one phone to another phone, one iPad to another iPad, or Mac OS usually use it for the computer systems. Then AirPrint, deliver photo and document printing in your iOS apps without the need to download or install driver. See, directly if when you click on print, you need to configure to the printer, but not required to download the local copy to the printer. Directly you can pass on the command of print to get it printed. Such service capabilities are there with the SDK. App clips, start an experience of your app in seconds. So like what we call it as before launching a movie, some highlights they will give, right? In the same way, before you're installing or downloading and installing your app in the iPhone, they can review your app in a few seconds through the app clips. Apple Pay accept payments for goods and services in your apps and on the web. So Apple Pay is a gateway. It is going to be used to for the payment related services. Then AR Kit, build unparalleled augmented reality experience for iOS and iPad OS. AR Kit, augmented reality kit. So virtual reality kind of applications you can feel with through that AR Kit. Business chart, connect with your business customers directly within messages. Then CarPlay, related to the vehicle specific controls like bring audio, messaging, voice over IP, navigation, vehicle specific controls, and more to drivers. Driver related kind of applications you can build through the CarPlay APK. Means all these are all the template codes which is available with the Xcode and SDK. By integrate them, you can build. You need not to build from scratch. You can build it from the wherever you left out. Okay, only the thing is you require to add the new code and new dimensionality to the existing application, or to improvise the existing application to provide the better service and better quality service to the end customers. And cloud keep quick kit, store your apps data in iCloud, because iOS is nothing but internet OS, everything is connected on internet. So even the storage also, you can expand the storage from local internal SD card to external SD card. Even external SD card also the size is limited. If you want to grow the data through your application, then you need to have a cloud account also. You can even cloud also has limited, but depending on demand service, they are providing a space for you. Usually the membership, it includes 1 petabyte of free storage for each app. 1 petabyte, not TB, it's a PB, right? Then core ML machine learning model types into your application if you want to integrate. Then face ID and touch ID, image recognition technology is used. Let users access your app content easily and securely. That is face ID and touch ID meant for security reason to access your device. Fair play streaming, content providers. See, observe here, content providers, recently we had discussed in that Android Studio also, in the iOS also, which that same term is coined here also. Content providers also present in the iOS also. Encoding vendors, delivery networks can encrypt content, securely exchange keys, and protect playback on iOS, tvOS, and macOS. So fair play streaming, if you have this SDK with your Xcode, then you can build the applications which provide the above services like content providers, encoding vendors, means encrypting and decryption. Now you can say the WhatsApp is one to end encryption, end to end encryption. Such kind of apps you can build, app features you can build with the fair play streaming SDK. So game kit, add leaderboards, achievements, matchmaking, challenges, and more, many more you can build with the game kit. Handoff, provide continuity for users with multiple devices by supporting handoff in your apps and websites. Then health kit, deliver informed health and fitness solutions using health kit SDK. Then home kit, control connected accessories in their own, means IoT related apps you can control through the iOS phones through HomeKit SDK. In-app purchase and subscriptions. This is again a plugin. So all of these AirPlay to till the last the this one few more widgets. Till that, all are the plugins. You can use them whenever you need it, or you needed to work on. System extension and driver kit provide additional capabilities such as network extension and endpoint security. So endpoint security related and device drivers for Mac, all related, which comes under the system extension and driver kit. Research kit and care kit, apps that deliver medical insights for researchers, doctors, and patients. So iOS plugin with this SDK can be used to provide such kind of the services for the patients, doctors, and researchers. Okay. So it's just to go through with all the SDK, and which one is relevant to your application for the development, you can adopt it and use them in your application development. And the app, in addition to similar to the Android Studio also, which will have a different versions, right? Version 1 to version latest version. Like that, in version 1 application, if you develop today, it's a version 1. Tomorrow, something new thing you are going to add to the content to the new thing, that will become a version 2, etc. and so on. In the same way, iOS also has a distribution that App Store supports. See, when you distribute your application with the App Store, customers, they reach customers in 175 countries or regions. So why we should go with the App Store is the very first region is it will reach us to 175 countries are the regions. Then keep 70% of your sales proceeds or 85% for qualifying subscriptions. See, 70% of your sales proceed means in a business, if you do business with applications, if you reach 50% of the sales, it's a good nowadays. But 70% is a very, very good if you post your apps in the app store. So no hosting fees, no fees is charged for the hosting, but indirectly they're charging for the storage, etc. Depending on the usage and license cost they are charging. Worldwide payment processing is handled by Apple. Users can pay with credit or debit card. See here, no hosting fees, but immediately the point to be noted is here payment processing is handled by Apple. Users can pay with credit or debit cards. Carrier billing, digital wallets, or App Store and iTunes gift cards depending on their reason. See, they're collecting the money from the users, not from the developer, because developer is the source of income for the app stores. Submit an unlimited number of apps and updates. Be considered for featuring in an editorial list or story. We will discuss about the editorial list or story shortly, probably in the next class. How you can create the storyboard also for an application, etc. and so on. So automatic updates let users opt in to always download the latest versions of your apps like your Android Studio, Google Play Store. Have your in-app purchases hosted by Apple for a seamless user experiences and easy distribution and restoration of the purchases. So most of the time, the iOS apps are purchased apps. There is a cost involved in purchasing for the user, end user, not for the developers. So Apple Business Manager and Apple School Manager, ad hoc, Hadock, see Hadock, if you a limited number of users can install your app directly on their Apple device for testing and internal distribution. For that iPhone, 100 per membership year means total number of users for testing for iPhone apps is 100, maximum 100 members per allowed per year. For iPad, iPod Touch, Apple Watch, Apple TV, for every kind of the device apps, a maximum user allowed to install your application freely to test for internal distribution is 100 per membership here. If you take the membership for the current year like 2021, so maximum 100 members are allowed to download your app and test it. And you will have a developer ID. Distribute your Mac apps, plugins, install our packages outside of the Mac App Store by signing them with a developer ID certificate and having them notarized by Apple. This lets gatekeeper on Mac OS verify that your software is from a trusted developer and is safe to install. See why so developer ID is required from the authenticated party like Apple Store is. Suppose day before yesterday we did the program. I sent an APK, debug APK, Android packaging kit. So you downloaded and installed. At what guarantee that downloaded and installed application is secure, or it does not contain the malware information, or it contains something else, right? How you are authenticated? Usually, most of the time we are downloading from Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Why? Because they themselves keep filtering the applications which have a harmful to the local devices. No, they are trying to stop the spreading the viruses, trojans, malwares to the computers or to the phones. So such kind of applications, most of the time they use. They recognize and they provide the authenticated digital certificate to those kind of the developers. Those developers who has developed and deployed in their play store is somehow it is authenticated to the end users, right? So events and supports by the Apple is there is a developer events keep on they are conducting throughout the year. Technical support which will be provided whenever you request for the technical support engineers to troubleshoot your apps code and all. So don't ask them to develop the business related. Only if any the environmental setup and the code errors are there, they will help you out. Also, they will charge for $29 per two incidents. Say any member of a team can purchase additional support for $29 per two incident. If any crash happens for your application when it is on real time, they will provide the service for you on behalf of you. So for two incidents which happens, then developer forums they are maintaining through the web forums and websites. They help out the developers and all. So membership support, get help by phone or email on account, tools and distribution at no cost. So this is the website of developer.apple.com, which provide the information about the Apple and etc. See, observe here some of the discover what and all you can do with that is discover iOS, iPad OS, Mac OS, TV OS, Watch OS, Safari and web browser related, games, entertainment related, business related, education related, and worldwide WWDC related. So design patterns which they are using is human interface guidelines, HIG guidelines they use, resources, videos, Apple Design Awards, fonts, accessibility, localization, accessories. So developer SDK tools are IDE is Xcode, Swift is the programming language which used for development of iOS, Shift to Playgrounds, Test Flight is a testing platform, documentation, videos and downloads related to the development. Distribution related to developer program, app store to trademarking, licensing, and support. So this is the website which is most useful to you as a developer for the iOS. Okay, let's go with the now design part. Before that, discover. See, just explore the discover infinite possibilities. See which are the devices which are there. Watch, wearing watch, then tablet kind of thing, iPad, then iPhone, right? So how they are see observe here, all of having the Mac OS, Apple notebooks, apps for classroom, that is education related. Learn about building apps for education. If you go with this, building apps for education or education related applications you can build out. So it will provide some basic for teaching, then classroom and student related, some basic format, playground, book format reference. So this site provides most of the things for you, like Swift playgrounds. See, observe here, you are able to visible, right? So this is how it look like, your application, how it look like, gaming related to playground setup, annotations, etc. and so on. See, this website provides the full-fledged of information to the iOS developers. Then design part, if you go with design, Apple Design Awards, introducing SF symbols to. So what is that SF symbols to? Just you go learn about using SF symbols. San Francisco symbols. SF symbols means this one. Like how these logos kind of art clip arts can be used. SF symbols, a set of over 2400 consistent, highly configurable symbols you can use in your app. These are all the symbols which you can use. I told you to develop a similar kind of application which I was given as a screenshot as an assignment for your lab program, right? So these kind of clipboard kind of images you can use from SF symbols, San Francisco symbols. So each symbol has its own meaning. If you use this one AirPlay audio, if you use this one AirPlay video, it's a AirPods Pro, Airport.express. Each symbol has their own meaning. Depending on your application uses, you can make use of those icons in your development code. Okay. I hope you are understanding this one. This is about the design part. Then if you come across with the development, so bring your ideas to life with the power of Xcode, Swift programming language for the Apple technologies. So Swift UI you can build. You use Xcode platform, Swift programming language, testing app with test flight. In this platform it can be used. Okay. Then if you go with distribute part, reach customer worldwide through App Store. So most of the applications, common applications which already exist with that apps are displayed here. Okay. Then support, developer support, contact us option is there. You can go through with that. You guidelines for Xcode developer account and the App Store. You can explore more on this website. Then you are able to understand the overall picture idea about the iOS, right? Okay. Sign into Apple developer. Forget, don't have an Apple, create yours now. You can create your Apple ID as a developer. If you create, I think it will ask for your credit card information. So before creating that, you ensure that you have all those things on hand uh, to enter into the application. Okay. So it will ask all these things. Fine. So this is about the apple.developer.com website and related information about the iOS, different level of programs. It is going to be discussed in the next session. Any doubts? We explore and go through with that. Answer your attendance.